Hey man, we back with another video. Alright man, so I'm already 2 minutes in the video, but I can do these on the video though. Hey. So I'm finna abuse this shit. And you see, it's nice scenery. This scenery you gonna have for a minute, I ain't gonna lie to you. But it's easier to come up with this video instead of other videos that I have to edit. Video I just posted, bruh. That shit, you know how long it took me to edit that video? Nigga, I made that video at 3 in the morning. I think the way it is lit, but I made that bitch at 3 in the morning. I got finished at like 6. So, you already know how I feel about that. It wasn't like hard to edit. It was like I fucked up. I had to edit it again. And yeah, it's just like the little details. You feel me? Like I was gonna put like some shit like how these other used to be putting some shit in when they be making lyric pranks and shit. But I was like, fuck it. But if y'all want to see more lyric pranks, comment down below or like this bitch up. Y'all probably gonna like this bitch up either way. But let's get straight into the video though. Yeah.
The delicious rendered fat from the bacon to cook my burger. Ooh. I'm gonna take these off. You sit over there.
The reason I use beef fat and not something like
This my nigga right here. This nigga Frank. This my nigga right here. I fuck with this nigga. Alright.
butter, with a pan this hot, I'm gonna put my butter in the pan and immediately the butter is gonna burn.
Ooh, I might have burnt that butter a little. I think it's fine.
Now I have my patty, I have my volcano in the middle, I'm gonna put the flat side down first.
So I'm gonna give it about 4 minutes on each side.
And when I see the lower portion of that burger get dark, crispy brown, flip over.
I'm gonna go as high as I possibly can to start that browning and the crust on the bottom. People tend to start moving things around. Leave the burger alone.
I'm just pressing down on it to make sure that all the meat touches the pan at least a little bit.
Do not press the juices out of this delicious burger, please.
When I'm actually start cooking burgers, I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm not gonna press down. I see it a lot. But I'm not gonna press down. I'm just let that shit rock. But tell me if I should put a shirt on, bruh. Cause this is how I be in my house. It's my house. I can go around with whatever the fuck I want to be in my house. But tell me if I should have put a shirt on. Should I look presentable a little bit? Yeah, tell me if I should in the comments.
I want a little bit of onion flavor on my burger. I take a nice slice of onion, I'm gonna put it on top.
We're getting a lot of smoke. I'm not sure why.
So I can see that it's nice and crispy. So I'm gonna do the old flip. Oh, it looks good, you guys.
My burger's brown on this side, I'm gonna give it a flip. So you can see, I have a beautiful crust.
Here we go. Wait, there you go. Ah, oh, it's very charred. This looks disgusting. Oh no, that's worse. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Oh, good, the other side's nice and charry too.
There's a nice, crisp outer layer that's been formed. It's sealing the juices in this burger, and I'm waiting about 3 minutes.
So now my onion on the other side is getting
Okay, brothers out here winning like fuck, bro. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Thought it was my hoop. I'm like, did that bitch fall?
caramelized. Caramelization is when the sugars start to go brown. The way that I'm gonna test this burger for doneness is I'm actually gonna poke at it, right? If I poke at it now, it's still really soft, and I want it to be fairly firm.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the cheese on this side because at least it's a little less charred. This is American cheese, so that'll melt nicely.
Today I'm using sliced cheddar cheese. Basically, this is when you get your camera out and you start taking pictures of your burger.
For this burger, I'm gonna use some Munster cheese. Now, Munster has a lot of the same melting qualities as American.
I never heard of mustard cheese. Everybody use American cheese, but I ain't gonna lie to you, to me, that shit disgusting. Swiss cheese, bro, fucking shredded cheese, bro, that shit good as fuck. I can't do pepper jack. Is that shit called pepper jack? I can't do that cheese. Yeah, but let me hop back in there, motherfucker.
American cheese, but it also has a little bit more flavor. I'm gonna let the monster melt.
My burger is being hugged by my cheese. So let's set this delicious burger. Oh my Lord, have mercy.
So now my cheese is melted. It's not melted totally, but it's gonna continue to cook as I take it out of the pan.
I'm gonna take this off and just check the doneness real quick. If one were to eat this, it would be a little raw in the middle. That burger was burnt on the outside and raw on the inside, so we're gonna go again. I'm turning this on, much less hot than before. Butter, burger. Yeah, I think that's a cooked burger.
And now we're gonna get abundance of toppings and finish this burger.
I have the Kaiser roll today. I'm gonna butter it a little bit. I'm actually just toasting this in the griddle.
So I
But this nigga, bruh, the one nigga, bruh, I forgot that nigga name. That nigga shit look better than my nigga Frank's. Frank, what you doing? I ain't gonna lie, I don't like onions, but like, still, Frank, what is you doing? My guy? I never heard of, what the fuck cheese? The one with the mustard in it and shit? I never heard of that motherfucker. So I don't know. But his cheese, his burger looks smack right now. But your burger, I don't know. It's fishy.
have just a normal white grocery store bun, a hamburger bun.
I like a potato roll. The bun doesn't need any extra fat. The burger has enough for it. Toasted plain.
Now we've got a nicely toasted Kaiser roll. Delicious.
Now we're gonna work on our toppings for the burger.
First off, I have some ketchup. I just like a little bit of moisture underneath the burger. Put a little mayo.
Hello.
Fuck no. No mayonnaise? Mayonnaise disgusting. But on a burger, mayonnaise? On a burger? What? She already took the L. You feel me? But nigga, what? Mayonnaise, ketchup, cheese, a fucking burger?
Alright, so we have mustard on the top. I usually do 3 dill pickle slices.
Fantastic.
As a chef, I like to make my own pickles. I have a fancy French mandolin. This gives the pickles a nice crinkled cut. And we just want to make enough to fill up our jar. Some sprigs of dill, I'm just gonna stuff them into the bottom of the jar. I have a little bit of garlic, add a couple of cloves, and then my spices. Coriander seed, black peppercorns, mustard seed, some little Thai bird chilies. And then I proceed to stuff my cucumbers in. And now I'm gonna take the brine that I made. I get a ladle, and I just fill it with the ladle. And there you go. Put my lid on, it goes right in the fridge. I leave it in the fridge for about a week. I have my burger patty. I'm gonna put it on my bun. I have the pickles that I made.
Bib lettuce.
That's a nice slice of lettuce right there.
Wait, so you leave that bitch in for a week. What if you want a burger now? Do you got like pickle jars that's in there for like weeks and shit like that? Like, I'm confused on that part. Like, okay. I don't really like pickles, but hey, for a nigga that like pickles, but this nigga on dummy.
Tomatoes.
I only like a few pieces of raw onion.
I kind of like a lot of it. Oh boy. My bacon. It looks good. And then some ketchup.
Not a ton. I just want enough so that it adds a little sweetness to my burger.
I'm just gonna press it all together. Bam.
Boom.
Beautiful.
It looks good.
No.
It smells fantastic.
Look, his shit actually look good. Only thing I take off the onion, whatever the fuck he got on it. But the bacon good. He put tomatoes on it. I don't really like tomatoes. Take that bitch off. I eat it with lettuce. Yeah. Or I don't know what he put on his shit. Look like lettuce. But yeah, let's get into it.
What I like most about this burger is it's not complicated. And now for the best part, I get to eat it.
Oh my lord.
Oh. When that nigga bit into this shit, that shit started leaking. Like that shit. That shit juicy. That shit juicy. Alright.
It's just delicious.
We have 3 different chefs and 3 very different cheeseburgers, from the bun, the beef, and the toppings. But let's talk about the ground beef first. Emily, our first chef, used ground hamburger. Ground hamburger doesn't tell you a whole lot about the beef that you're using.
So this is just the beef that was at the grocery store?
Ground hamburger comes from any skeletal muscular tissue. You won't know specifically where that meat is coming from.
There.
Lorenzo used ground chuck.
That's why I hate biting into the burger, right? And like, I don't know, it be tasting funny. Then I just get little bits and I gag on that shit. Now homo, but spit that shit out. But the rest of the burger be slap. But it just be like a couple parts in the burger that make me like, what the fuck?
Grass-fed ground chuck.
The ground chuck comes from a really particular part of the animal. It's near the shoulder area. Ground chuck is 80% lean and 20% fat. It's gonna make for a nice, juicy, and flavorful hamburger.
It's like summertime in a bun.
Frank ground his own meat from the short rib, and it also has quite a bit of fat in it.
So if it gets stuck, you just push it through a little.
When you grind your own meat,
Okay.
you have more control over it as well. You can see exactly how much fat is going into your hamburger,
It has a beautiful amount of marbling.
and you can make sure that you're controlling the protein to lipid ratio.
I get a burger that I know exactly what's in it.
Handling and shaping of your ground beef makes a difference too. Emily added a lot of spices to her ground hamburger. She also added breadcrumbs. The spices are there to add a lot of different flavors. The breadcrumbs are going to alter the texture a little bit.
I don't know if that's right, but that's what I do.
I would call that more of a meatball than a hamburger.
We're not making meatballs.
Lorenzo believed, as many people
Yeah, making meatballs, you put breadcrumbs in that motherfucker. I don't know, she was tripping on the breadcrumbs. She was also tripping on the mayonnaise. She don't know how to cook.
do that, you shouldn't overwork your patty.
Everyone has a body temperature, and that heat from your body melts the fat.
You can overwork your meat, but it's a little bit hard to do by hand when you're making a hamburger.
Oh, okay.
Lorenzo made an indentation in his patty, and Frank made a little volcano. He changed the shape completely.
I want there to be a divot in the center.
This is going to modulate the water loss that happens when you start to add heat to your patty. You start to have some steam inside, and that will raise or give a little bit of a puff to the patty, especially when you cook it at a very high temperature. Frank and Lorenzo both salted their patty prior to cooking. You don't want to salt your ground beef when you're mixing it.
No, you're absolutely right.
Salt can change the structure of the proteins and add some tough quality to your burger. It's important to do it just prior to putting the hamburger patty on the grill.
Salt
Okay.
it right before you cook it.
Emily used butter to cook her hamburger patty. This gives some really nice flavors,
I don't know, who doesn't like butter?
but it also has a really low smoke point.
Ooh, I might have hurt that butter a little. I think it's fine.
As you add the butter and turn up the heat, you're going to burn the butter, and you're going to get these off pyrazines and other types of compounds that are going to give a burnt and bitter kind of taste.
I'm sorry.
Lorenzo used rendered pork fat,
Nice little fat rendering from here, which we will use.
and this adds a really nice rich quality and a new flavor profile to your beef.
Yum.
Frank used rendered beef fat, which is a lot of really nice long chain fatty acids like stearic acid.
It doesn't hurt to cook beef in beef fat. It makes it taste better.
When you heat the stearic acid, it's going to melt, and you baste the burger in that fat, it's going to just re-add that delicious, unique stearic acid quality that you get only from ground beef. Emily used a non-stick frying pan. She really didn't need to. There's enough fat in the hamburger patty, it will be very easy to release from the pan.
I've had a lot of things stick to pans over the years. Here we are.
Lorenzo used a grill.
You know she shitty at cooking, bro. I had a lot stuck to the pan. These cups. Okay.
So he had a lot of contact with the hamburger patty.
It actually looks really good.
You're going to
Hey, my nigga was being the meat. Come and being the meat in the chat.
You want conduction to happen. That can only happen when the patty has maximum contact with the heat source. Frank used a shallow cast iron skillet.
Cast iron pan holds a lot of heat.
So he not only had the conduction from the bottom of the cast iron skillet making contact with his patty, but he also had the advantage of the heat being retained because there were sides to that skillet. So he had a nice heat flow around his burger. When you cook ground beef, the proteins that are present are going to coagulate and they're going to squeeze a lot of the natural water that's present in the beef out of the protein matrix. When you have 20% lipid content, you won't lose the fat and it'll make for a really nice juicy cheeseburger. You generally want a nice high heat to get a good sear on your meat, and that's going to impart some really nice roasted, caramely, earthy, oniony flavors, and that's from Maillard browning. Maillard browning is a non-enzymatic browning reaction that happens between proteins and reducing sugars. You'll know your hamburger is done in a couple different ways. Emily cut hers open.
If one were to eat this, it would be a little raw in the middle.
You generally want to avoid doing that. You're going to have a lot of the juices and the fat run out of that hamburger before you even get to enjoy it. Lorenzo timed his meat. This is okay if you have a really consistent product, but if you change the different meats that you use when you're making your hamburger patty, that can be variable too.
And I'm waiting about 3 minutes.
3 minutes on each side at a really high temperature for a relatively thin patty should do the trick. We also had Frank, who knows how to look and touch a hamburger and tell whether it's done or not.
My burger's starting to firm up.
This is something that comes only from experience.
Okay, we're good to go with this.
Emily used American cheese. You're always going to know that American cheese melts really well, but it doesn't have a whole lot of taste.
I like American
Yeah, that should be ass.
cheese because it's cheap.
Lorenzo used cheddar cheese.
To make it look the
Cheddar cheese is one of them too. Cheddar cheese go down here.
old-fashioned cheeseburger what you'd always see at a ballpark.
Cheddar cheese is going to give you a nice flavor profile. You're going to have a nice rich quality and a little bit of tang to that type of cheese. Frank used Munster. Munster also melts really well, and it gives you some really nice...
Sorry for the background, bro. Bro, it's quarantine, bro. Who's mowing a lawn? Okay. If that makes you excited, keep on doing that.
flavor profiles. It's the most complex out of the 3 cheeses that our chefs used. When you choose a cheese for your hamburger, you want to make sure that you consider water content. If you have a softer cheese, it's going to melt very easily. Cheeses that are a little bit harder are not going to melt very well because there's just not enough moisture. When choosing your bun, you have options. Emily used a standard white bun that you pick up in the grocery store. It was pretty much one-dimensional. Lorenzo used a Kaiser roll.
Delicious Kaiser roll.
We have a little bit of
Hey, that bun looks sexy, high key.
texture on the outside of the Kaiser roll. He also toasted his bun and used butter. Butter is a really nice flavor that complements some of the toasted chemicals.
Hey, yeah, if you toast your butter, if you toast. But if you toast your bread, if you toast your bread, right? If you just have normal bread, you can just have like okay, but if you just have like normal bread or normal buns, whatever. Toast that motherfucker, bruh. As soon as you toast that motherfucker, bruh, it tastes totally different. Totally different. Like, I put that shit on my burger, right? That shit slap. I'm like, damn, I never tasted this a day in my life. Then when you add that butter to it, shit go down. Alright.
Chemicals and compounds that happen when you toast your bread. Frank just toasted his roll. It was a potato roll, so it had a nice rich quality to it. He did not put any kind of additional fat with his roll because there's plenty of fat in his ground short ribs. When it comes to toppings, you have...
Hey man, we done with the video, bruh. I don't really like the toppings. One bitch used mayonnaise. And I'm getting pissed off because I'm trying to shoot a vid. So like, comment, subscribe, share if you new. Blase. We on.